Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on the 31st of July 2022, and this is the NZ Travel Show.
Hey, this is Robin. I'm Laura, and we're the team behind NZPocketGuide.com, which is New Zealand's largest travel guide because it literally has thousands and thousands and thousands of articles to help you plan the perfect trip to New Zealand. Now that New Zealand, by midnight tonight, will be fully open. We'll talk a little bit more about that, about the borders being fully open later. But yeah, for now, this is the NZ Travel Show where you can come and ask your New Zealand travel questions directly to the experts. If you're not really into reading, because NZPocketGuide.com is 100% free for you guys to browse, but it is a lot of reading. This is what the NZ Travel Show is all about, so you can just get your questions answered straight away.
Straight away.
And if you miss the live show, then you can always put your questions in the comments section of any of our YouTube videos, and we shall be on to it.
All right, thank you, Clay, for the tip about the mic. Hopefully, you're gonna hear Laura better shortly. The mic was working. It was just orientated toward me, and so yeah, apologies for that. All right, so today is a pretty good day. At midnight tonight, we're reopening the borders. We're pretty excited, but as per usual, we read all the comments that you guys are sending us. So go nuts. Go nuts, send us comments. We started this morning with Chris Belay, which is complaining that 6 a.m. on Sunday is too early for him. But yeah, it's 8 a.m. here on Sunday in New Zealand. So yeah, Chris is in Australia. Okay, what else do we have? Rafakat, what is Rafakat saying?
Rafakat says, good morning, Laura and Robin. How are you doing? We are doing tremendous, thank you.
Yeah, it's a pretty damn good day.
Except for, how is the NZ weather? Well, actually, in terms of the weather, it's not that great. It's very rainy, very dark at the moment. So, it is the middle of winter still in New Zealand. So, although the weather's not too cold, it's just quite rainy and quite drizzly. He continues saying, so excited, NZ is opening to everyone. Yes, we are very excited about that too.
Ipan Gangwam says, Afa Adai, that probably is a nice greetings, says, I just finished watching your video on the NZ Traveller Declaration and want to know what the latest information is. So just stay tuned. We are going to cover the border reopening literally as soon as we just clear up the first few comments that we get. So stick around. And then he says, specifically, do we still have to... And cliffhanger right here. So please finish your question and we'll be happy to answer it for you. Nathan Baith is here.
Nathan Baith says, Morena, Laura and Robin and everyone else.
Nice.
What does Morena mean, Robin? I got in there first.
Yeah, Morena means good morning in Maori, which is the local indigenous language here in New Zealand. Chris and I were chatting about his username and he hasn't changed it. I thought that was spelled differently at your last name, but that's okay. I have a flailing memory as an old guy. Anthony Comstock is here, and what is he saying?
He says his signature greeting, which is Morena from Rodeo, California.
I love that.
Morena Anthony.
Kiwi Lauren all the way from Canada. What is she saying?
Kiwi Lauren says, hi, I had a few busy Saturdays, and today is another one. Just heading to a celebration of life for my uncle who passed away 2 years ago. Nice. COVID delayed his service. Just popping in to say hi.
Oh, that's lovely you're doing a celebration of life. Yeah, that's fun.
I like the way that's phrased as well. That's quite cool. Good luck for today, Kiwi Lauren, and thanks for popping in.
Yeah, she continues by saying that she taught ukulele at a kids' music camp in the past week, and when I get paid, the money is going straight to the New Zealand Travel Fund. Whoop, whoop. Gotta save for the butter chicken pie with Robin and Laura Fund.
Yeah.
No, it's fish pie.
No. Butter chicken.
I am not getting roped into a pie argument again.
Yeah, let's leave the pie argument.
My fish pies are the best.
Until next year.
All right, Clay was telling me about the mic. Is it fixed now? Can you hear Laura well? Let us know. And saying hi as well. And Chris saying my last name is pronounced Bewley. I like it. Bewley.
Bewley.
I am terrible at pronouncing words.
Sorry for butchering your name, Chris. You're probably not the only one on this live chat that we butcher the names of, so you're not alone.
Okay, Christina Holden says, Morena, and she says, hope you're all doing well, I guess. November is coming faster and faster.
How are you all doing?
Yeah, well, I need to stop reading so fast. Yeah, it's coming faster. So I was actually asking all our Patreon subscribers during the last live session that we did with just the Patreons. And they're all saying that pretty much all of them are coming in November, which is going to be quite interesting. That's going to be a lot of people coming over. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It's a good time to be in New Zealand as well. It's
indeed.
a good month to go.
Good weather.
For.
Yeah, we went over all the weather and everything. And speaking of Patreon, if you feel like supporting this live show and supporting NZ Pocket Guide, supporting everything that we're doing basically, and score yourself some awesome perk, including an extra one of those live sessions, make sure to check out the Patreon link in the description. It is pretty awesome, especially if you're watching this video tomorrow. If you happen to watch this video on the 1st of August and you sign up on the 1st of August, you actually get an entire full month for free. You get 31 days for free because you are only charged on the 1st of the month, and you can also cancel anytime. So if you want to score yourself a free month, sign up on the 1st of August and you won't be charged until the 1st of September. So easy as. But yeah, plenty of perks. Seriously, extra live sessions, secret Facebook group where we hang out every single day, PDF guides, a lot of stuff, and the name of our awesome current Patreons are just below. All right, who else do we have right here?
We have Kiwi Lauren saying, "Okay, can I spring for fish pie?" For Robin, I guess. Sorry, I
fish pie. Fish pie is the best.
Then we have Clay saying, "Here we go again," with a nice little laughing and pie emoji. We have Chris saying, "No worries, you certainly aren't the first ones, and the mic audio is fine now. Thanks for letting us know, Chris." We have Baby Burns saying, "Hi guys, good morning."
Good morning, Baby Burns.
We have Ipan Gang saying, "Here is the end of my question."
Oh, yes.
Do we still have to pre-test?
Aha, well, we'll cover that just in a second. What is Anthony saying?
Anthony says, "Well, I listened to you guys. I'm watching Jurassic Park Dominion, the brand new movie."
Oh, yeah.
We have not watched it yet. So, yeah. Let us know.
Honestly, I haven't liked a lot of the new ones. I just like seeing dinosaurs, basically. So I just kind of want to skip and just see the dinosaur, and then I'm done with it.
Yeah. Christina says, we are going to be up in Paihia area for a few days. Do you recommend staying there? Or Russell, we have signed up for the Cape Reinga tour too.
I think I would recommend staying in Paihia itself because
especially
it's a better
if you're
hub.
going on the Cape Reinga tour. Yeah.
So it's a better hub. It's just easier to be able to access everything else. And Russell is just a really short ferry trip. Well, how long would you say the ferry trip is? Like 20 minutes at most?
Yeah, maybe about 20 minutes.
So it's like a really short ferry trip back and forth. So you're much better off staying in Paihia and have access to everything that the Northland region has to offer, and just hopping off to Russell. That'd be the tip.
Paihia is definitely better for like basing yourself and being able to travel to attractions around, whereas Russell is really like if you've got a car in Russell, then you have to take a different car ferry to get back over, or the very long drive. It's not a very good base for planning logistical travel around.
Yeah. It'll be simpler for you. It'll streamline everything.
But you can certainly easily visit it from Paihia.
Yeah. So Ash is saying, "Kia ora, Robin and Laura will be there in November also." Oh, that's awesome. Well, join us on Patreon so like that you have some people to hang out with.
Yeah. So many people in November.
Yeah. All right. So Don, just before we reach your comment, Don, we're just gonna cover quickly the border reopening, and we'll talk about all the entry requirements and all that, because I know that it's just happening right now. So let's just cover it. So Laura, what is happening?
What's
soon?
going on?
Yes.
So by midnight tonight, well, basically past midnight tonight in New Zealand, that is when the borders for New Zealand are going to be fully reopened, just like they were before the whole COVID. Yeah, with a few conditions, health requirements, which Robin's going to go over. But basically everyone, whether you needed to apply for a visitor visa, whether you want to apply for work visas for coming over to New Zealand, already the borders have been open to people that don't need to apply for a visitor visa to come to New Zealand. But basically everyone that can apply for visas now can start their process of applying for visas and coming over to New Zealand from midnight tonight. So that is a very exciting time. And but there are going to still be a few health requirements that you have to meet going through the NZ Traveller Declaration form. So Robin is going to go along with that.
All right. So I am on the covid19.govt.nz. That is the a website for the New Zealand government to give all the COVID-19. That's their official website to give all the COVID-19 updates. So I am on the page about traveling in New Zealand right now, just next to me, and we have the announcement about the border opening at midnight tonight. So basically on the 1st of August, right? You're not going to land at 11:59 and 30 seconds. It's not happening. It's starting on the 1st of August. So here's what it says. So from 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, the 31st of July, all visa categories, including tourist, visitors, student visas, will reopen for application for travelers from anywhere in the world. So that means you can start applying. Cruise ships can also enter New Zealand from the 31st of July 2022 with reopening of the maritime borders to foreign flagged vessels. Yes, that was correct. Okay, so now what are the requirements now that you want to enter in New Zealand? What are the health requirements? Obviously, all the visa requirements still the same, so you need to ensure that you have the proper visa in order to come to New Zealand and all that good stuff. But I'm going to cover mostly the health requirement because that's mostly what has changed post-COVID. So to enter New Zealand, you must meet some of the health requirements. And the first thing is you must be vaccinated. So you must have a full 2 courses. Right now, the law says that the full vaccination for traveling to New Zealand is 2 courses. It may change to have an extra booster, but right now it's 2 courses. So full 2 course of COVID-19 vaccination. There is a link on the page with extra vaccination requirements, and I will share this link. In the live chat. Okay, you all must also take 2 rat tests on arrival. So when you're going to enter in New Zealand, you're going to have some rat tests given to you, and you'll have to take those tests. And after you enter New Zealand, you will also get some rat tests. So as you enter, you will be given like a welcome package to New Zealand, which is mostly to do with COVID-19. So I don't know how welcoming that is. And you will have to take a test on day 01 as well as a test on day 5-6, and you have to report your rat test result literally on the website I'm on right now. You can see right at the bottom let me just try to up here. If I'm pointing right there is a button that says report your tests. So you've got to report your tests in order for the New Zealand government to be able to track the spread of COVID-19 around. And if your kids are under 6 months old, they don't need to be tested. So yeah, make sure that you do report your rat test. Once you report the positive rat test, you have to do a PCR test for that. So yeah, here you go. Testing requirements after arriving. There is a link right here as well. But that is basically what is happening to the New Zealand border from absolutely perfectly official sources. So we'll get back to the live show. We'll go back through the question. And in the meantime, I will share that link with everybody in the live chat.
Yeah. So Don Best was asking
something. Sorry about that.
Just got rid of the live chat. Okay, Don Best was saying, "Hi, I'm Norbert, and I want to know if the NZ border is still going to open tomorrow to the rest of the world." So yeah, if you were just listening, that is certainly...
That's why I said I wanted to skip yours, because I knew you were about to talk about the border. Also, Clay, take a shot.
Yeah. The borders will be open by midnight tonight, and that's still on schedule.
Yeah.
Good times. So Baby Burns says...
Baby Burns.
What do you think is more expensive for 2 weeks for 4 people? A campervan rent with combination of free campsites and electrical campsite every 3 days, or rent a car and live in a so-so hotel, not a fancy one. So and eat at pub or restaurants, etc. Of course, compared to self-cooking in a campervan.
The first thing I'm going to say is that cooking in a campervan, even if it's a big RV and everything, it's really not that fun, and you won't make the best meal in the world. Now you can go.
Well, it's probably going to be the same when you're if you're going for a so-so hotel, which might be more like a motel or maybe a holiday park unit where you usually have access to self-catering facilities.
Yeah, but they say they want to eat if they stay in a hotel.
Okay,
that's the end of the sentence.
Yeah. But I'm just suggesting another idea.
That's a suggestion.
It's like maybe you're not aware that self-catering facilities are also quite easy to come by in even so-so hotels, like motels or whatever. Yeah. So just so you know, you can also self-cater as well if you're staying in sort of more budget accommodation in New Zealand. So you don't have to rule that out. So just to say that. So what is more expensive, or what is cheaper? Renting a campervan and staying in free campsites and maybe holiday parks so you can get connected to power sites, or renting a car and staying in, say, budget-ish mid-range accommodations.
So if you get a campervan, which is going to be less than 250 New Zealand dollars per day, including everything, the insurance and things like that, then the price are going to be quite equivalent. If your campervan is going to be higher than that, then if you include the price of the holiday parks, the and the campsites and all these kind of things, plus the rental of the campervans, plus the extra cost for ferries and all this, there's quite a few extra costs in traveling in the campervan, then at that point you're better off going with a car and cheaper kind of a hotel, motel. If I may even make an extra suggestion to what Laura is saying, is that there are some really fantastic hostels around New Zealand, and as traveling as a family of 4, you're more than welcome to rent a whole 4-share bedroom, for example, or even just a family room, and be able to use full-on kitchen where you'll be able to cook actually a full meal, and that may actually help reduce your budget even further. We love staying in hostels. Although we do stay in every type of accommodation, from the luxury resort to the rundown backpackers, our kind of favorite kind of accommodations are usually kind of like a cool independently owned hostel, which has a good vibe with it. So that would be kind of like where the price point is, in my personal opinion. Just because also, campervan, we use more gas, all these kind of things. There's going to be a lot of things.
Also, the thing to bear in mind with 4 people, you will have to probably, in order to be comfortable, you will have to probably get a motorhome. And that is the most expensive type of vehicle to rent in New Zealand. They can range from like $250 in winter to about $450 in summer per day.
Oh, some of them are 600 I've seen.
Oh,
I've seen some really high ones.
So like for 4 people especially, I think you're going to see the campervan rental being pretty highly priced. But you might also be interested in seeing, we do have some videos on the subject on this YouTube channel. So if you search,
we compare like actually traveling by campervan and traveling by car and staying in Airbnb. We compare the cost, and we literally break down
staying in hotels as well. We also have an article on NZPocketGuide.com which gives you some examples of some price examples, which are actually for 2 people, but you will be able to see how that it's going to be for 4 people as well. So on NZPocketGuide.com we have is the search working on it?
Just tell me the name. Okay. I will find it and give the link for now.
Cool. So it's if you go for campervan versus hotel, we have a whole cost breakdown on the website, comparing the 2 options between getting a large campervan and staying in a combination of free campsites and holiday parks, as well as going for sort of maybe a more larger vehicle, like a family vehicle, which you'll be going for if you go with 4 people. A family car, and then staying in either hotels or more budget accommodations like Airbnbs, motels and hostels. We have that all on the website. So take a look on nzpocketguide.com for a full price comparison of the campervan rental versus car rental and staying in hotels. And we have it all on there. Robin's putting it in the live chat for you, so you can check out the link instantly, and that should answer your question for you in great detail.
All right, let's move on to the question of the day. Woo! Question of the day. Yay! Question of the day. Woo! Yeah. All right. So the question of the day today is actually about how you're traveling in New Zealand. So how will you travel around New Zealand for your next trip? Will you travel by car, by coach bus, by organized tour bus, or by campervan? We really want to know. So make sure you head into the live chat and you just click, you vote, and at the end of this live show, we'll go over all your answers, and we'll see who's right. Who's voted the right thing?
There is never a right or wrong answer for the best way to travel around New Zealand.
Yeah, it's absolutely a right or wrong answer.
There is not.
If you have voted for the answer that get the most answers, therefore you're right. That's it.
That's not how it works.
That is how life works. Okay, Rafa Cat says, Robin and Laura, do you have any plans to travel to the United Kingdom?
Do you have any plans, Robin?
Why? It's so far. We've got all the South Pacific to explore. Why go over there? On top of it, the food over there is just
It's delightful. The food is delightful.
I made us some sort of like morning mush today. It was Anyway, what's Christina saying?
Christina says, great, thank you. I was thinking that. So that's in response to us talking about Pahia versus Russell. So that's good.
Yep.
So we have Baby Burns say, oh no, Baby Burns we've already gone for. Christina is then saying, Clay, there was a border question with a nice beer emoji. So sort of as COVID was happening, like, you know, a couple of years ago, we were getting border well, maybe just 1 year ago, actually. We were getting border questions non-stop, so he kind of made a little bit of a drinking game on the live chat for one of our Patreons, Clay.
He's just playing the drinking game by himself.
Yeah. So just so you guys, anyone that's watching doesn't kind of get what's going on. Clay says, OMG, about time. I'm turning into a lightweight nowadays. Oh, well, we're here to help you with that, Clay. And then iPen Gang says, what about the single course vax?
So about the single course vaccinations, there are different vaccines obviously throughout the world. So on the link that I gave in the live chat over there, you can click on the link, you can read everything about it, and there is a link that on the page there is a hyperlink that will send you to a different page which has the full breakdown of all the different vaccination requirements depending on which vaccine you get and how many courses of the vaccine you need to have. But I said 2 courses because the vast majority of vaccines are 2 courses. So it's highly likely that you will need 2 courses, but definitely just check the link that I put on the live chat. There is, you know, my comments, because we are hosting the sessions are highlighted in yellow, so you can't miss them in the live chat. You get the links right there. What is Anthony saying?
Anthony says, I'm not sure if you said this, but are you supposed to take one before you go there too, or is it just after you get there? I guess that's the tests.
Yes, so at this stage, it's only after you get there at the moment, or from what we're seeing. So I think that's going to make things much easier for travelers at this stage, because like that, when you get here, you get that test, and then you need to report them. So I think we're really simplifying the whole process. There is no mention on the website of like you have to do the test beforehand.
Is that not what the NZ Traveller Declaration says?
Oh, let me have a look. Okay, wait, I may have said something wrong. Let's just have a look. Testing requirements after arriving. No, there is no. Preparing to travel to New Zealand. Okay.
Go on NZ Traveller Declaration.
You can read another comment. Just give me a second.
All right, so moving on to another comment, we have Extreme Talauta saying, Morena Extreme Talauta, it's lovely to have you here. Are you doing any rugby today, or is it too rainy? I guess maybe the weather doesn't really matter for rugby players. Pretty tough people. We have Ash S saying, are price breakdowns listed on your website fairly current, or should they be adjusted for inflation and price hikes going on everywhere? So right now we are going through the website and adjusting our price breakdowns for basically our most popular articles we have adjusted already. Yeah. However, there are, when it comes to very subtle things like maybe the price of gas, that is going up and down daily. Yeah. So sort of like the way that we phrased it on the website is that it's over $2 per litre, but
the price bracket that we give you are still relatively accurate. But you know, you do have to understand that when things are fluctuating so much, we have to kind of, you know, we can't update it every single day. Yeah. But pretty much all the price breakdown, you've updated them in the last like 2 months at least.
Yeah. So like things for, say, the price.
Actually, even the last month, you've done a lot of.
Say things for the price of transport, price of campervan or car rental, or price of like certain bus tours, for instance. So most of the food items, I think there has been like the odd thing like flour has gone up in price.
Yes.
But like just very, very recently. But by the time some people get here, that might go back down again. Don't know how many people are buying flour when they're traveling around New Zealand, so I don't even think that's on the website anyway. But there's
she's going on a tangent.
Basically, I'm going on the tangent. But basically, all the stuff that will apply to you guys, we have kept the prices as current as possible. I think the main thing is price of fuel is changing all the time. So when you see prices of fuel, just also know that could change. So just be aware of that.
All right, so I am on the... Oh, sorry, no, I need to change... well, anyway, I'm on the New Zealand Traveller Declaration. I'm going to change my screen right now. And no, there is no mention of having to have a pre-departure test right here. New Zealand Travel Declaration, what you will need: your passport, proof of vaccination if required, travel history for 14 days, flight detail, contact detail, emergency contact detail, and an email address that you have access to. There is nothing about pre-departure testing anymore. I cannot see any mentions on the COVID-19 website as well on the thing that you have to do. So yeah, no, there is no. So you have to take the 2 rat tests. That's what it says right here. Most people entering New Zealand must take 2 anti-antigen rat tests, basically. After they arrive on the first 0, day 1 and day 5, 6, they will be given a welcome pack containing the rat tests. And biosecurity, once you've gone through customs, you must report your rat test, even if the test is negative, and you can see the button to report it just right below right here. So yeah, I what I said was correct.
Yes,
it's a good thing. It's a good thing. What I said was correct. Cool. You made me like stress right here. It's like, did I give wrong information? No, I did say the right information.
Awesome. Woo. It's good to double check these things.
Yes. Extreme Talenta says, Marina, how are you doing, mate? Oh, yeah.
All right, so where are we up to? We are up to Baby Burn saying, thank you, guys. You are the best, Robin and Laura.
Oh, that's nice.
You're too kind.
Kat says she remembers the welcome pack, and she says that was fun. How was it fun? It is just a bunch of rat tests. But, yeah. You should have sent us a photo of your welcome pack. Just, Just as a true New Zealand experience.
Yeah.
All right.
Christina says, booked the car rental already. Can't wait to drive on the wrong side of the road. Is that the first time you're driving on the wrong side of the road, Christina? Or is this going to be a brand new experience for you?
Yeah, it's not going to be that. Also, are you going to drive yourself most of the time, or are you going to let Barry drive?
Yeah. Anthony says, I was talking about the COVID tests. Cool. So we got that. We got that right. Ipan Gang says, an ad came up just as you started answering Anthony's question. Can you recap, please? Okay.
So I just did a recap literally a second ago, because basically I started answering and then I said it wrong. So we stopped and we just restarted. So you just got your recap.
Yeah, excellent. All right, we have, so Kat was here saying, hi, Laura and Robin, and saying, oh, yeah, we've read the welcome pack. Extreme Talauta says 12 p.m. kickoff, and I'll be working at work this Arvo.
Wow, you're going to have a busy day. So Extreme Talauta is another one of our Patreons. So he's a local. He lives in the town of Tokoroa, and he's a rugby referee, sorry.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. He shares a lot of quite a lot. Shared a few photos of his hometown on our secret Facebook group. It's kind of fun. Xinqiang is saying, morning, hello from Singapore. Hello in Singapore, hello. How are you doing? I will be in New Zealand for a working holiday later this year. All the infos are super helpful. You're very welcome, mate.
Awesome.
And Zikian continued by saying, planning to travel around New Zealand while working. Interesting to know, generally, how long do you people work at one location before moving to another place? That's a fantastic question. This is the right way to plan a working holiday in New Zealand. You are doing awesome, Zikian. It's just a lot of time we get some people that just come, they just want to stay in Auckland and just work and grind it for the whole time. It's not fun. Usually the best way to actually experience a working holiday visa in New Zealand and actually experience what the country has to offer is to work 3 months in a place and then travel for a month or two, and then work 3 months in a place and travel for a month or two. It's usually the best way to do it. If you want to make your life easy and be able to actually find job super easily without having to work too hard for them, you can go from one working hostels to the other. So working hostels are hostels which actually provide their guests with job, and usually with that you are actually living and working with a bunch of people, so you become part of a really close-knitted community. You also are able to sort out transportation. If you don't have your own car, you're able to hitch a ride with somebody else that works in the same place than you are, or if you have your own car, you may be able to share some gas cost for it. So it's really cool, and also it reduces a lot of the stress of trying to find jobs along the way. You're more than welcome to do that 1 or twice during your working holiday year, but if you don't want to have to go through this hassle, that's a bit easier. If I may suggest a great place to begin with, and again, I'm not paid by those people to say that, I just really like this lovely couple. There is Sarah and Matt. They own a hostel called the Pacific Lodge Backpacker, which is based in Tauranga, and they will sort you out, place you with a job and everything. It will only take a couple of days. So when you land in Auckland, you may want to take a bus trip or drive yourself to Tauranga and sort yourself there, and that would be an amazing kickstart to your working holiday in New Zealand. If you have any additional questions in which you want me to ramble for hours about, just go nuts, Xinqiang. I'm yours. Next.
All right, Christina. Christina says, yes, first time on the left side for both of us. We will share the driving. Well, Barry will want something fast. Sorry, I'm sorry. Well, Barry will probably drive a little more than I will, as he likes to drive. Yeah, that tends to happen with Robin and I as well.
Is it because I like driving? Or
Well, no. Robin gets too bored in the passenger seat.
What?
And is looking for things to do. And, I'm usually the better passenger where I can give us some entertainment, some direction.
I am the better passenger.
I am the
she
better
just
passenger.
doesn't want to drive.
You need to spin it that, if you don't want to
I
drive,
love
you
that.
need to
That's
make
amazing.
yourself look like a really good passenger.
Yes, you're just an amazing passenger. That's all you are.
I'm the best passenger, so that's why I think I shouldn't drive.
Oh my god, that's amazing. And that's the spin of, honestly, spin of the century right here.
We have Phil Beckinstan saying...
Oh, that sounds like a fun country to visit.
Yeah.
How was your trip to Phil Beckinstan, Nora?
Oh, fabulous.
Actually, I like that name so much. Phil Beckinstan, the country. You've got an award to yourself. Yay!
Congratulations.
Congratulations. This is worthless awards for you, but this week, Phil Beckinstan, you have the best username. I've decided to decide this.
Yeah.
There you go.
I agree.
Yes.
It's a cool name.
All
All right.
right.
So, what do they have to say? Hello. What are some good, cheap foods that are unique to New Zealand that I can try if I want something fast and cheap, but want something I can't get in the US, like McDonald's? So, fast and cheap.
Fish and chips.
Are you thinking fast food type thing?
Well, fish and chips is fast. Yeah. So the first thing that comes to my mind is fish and chips, right? New Zealand has a lot of coastline and we do fish and chips quite well. It's not necessarily like it won't be the price of a McDonald's, right? Just to be super clear, you basically really won't get too many cheap and cheerful foods like this kind of fast food stuff, but it's better for you. So here you go. So the fish and chips in New Zealand, the portions are super large. The fish is really fresh. You're gonna really love it. Do you have another one, or do I continue?
I can think of another thing.
Good.
How about Burger Fuel? So it's kind of like quite a semi-fast food restaurant. It's a chain you'll find around New Zealand, but the burgers are, they're better than fast food restaurants like McDonald's.
They are.
And they use fresher ingredients, a little bit more ingredients going in. So if you want to have like a more gourmet burger style thing, and that is still fast-ish to get, then that is Burger Fuel is one to try.
All right, another one, and I don't know for how long you've been watching our channel and if you've been watching those live sessions before, but a couple of months ago we had a big kind of pie debate that we almost reignited at the beginning of this live session. But Kiwis love their pies. And when we say pie, we talk about savory pies, which are about that big, and that you can get pretty much everywhere in every bakery, gas station, and all that. Obviously, the one from the gas stations are usually going to be very subpar, but the one from the bakeries usually are really good. So savory pies, you can have like butter chicken, you can have beef and mushrooms, steak and mushroom, steak and gravy. So there's a lot of them, and they're usually about they're under $5 usually, and they're a nice kind of cheap and really cool thing to go on the road, and that's really typically Kiwi.
Yeah, if you go just to add to that, if you're going to any sort of bakery where they are going to sell pies like that, they also do things like sausage rolls. Don't know if that's really common in the US, but I think it's probably a more UK, New Zealand
I can't really remember
thing.
actually. So I lived in the US for a few months, and I can't really remember seeing too much like sausage rolls and stuff like that.
So
they don't really have like proper bakery
savory pastry stuff is very popular in New Zealand. So definitely get yourself to a bakery and try a few different things, and they're usually preheated, ready to go.
You really should buy, but always blow on the pie.
Yes.
Ask a Kiwi, always blow on the pie.
Yes.
It's really hard. Ask Kat, she's in the live chat. She's one of our Patreon, and she had pie stories.
Yeah. You do not want to burn your mouth on a pie.
Do you have anything else, or do I continue?
You can
okay.
Continue.
So one of the things that I always stop cheap and cheerful food, it's more of a snack. It's not food. It's not food. It really is not food. But really often on the side of the road, you're going to see some signs saying real fruit ice cream. And damn, real fruit ice cream in New Zealand are really good. Usually are literally at the farm over there. They have some berries. They're gonna put some berries, some ice cream, and serve it to you into like a soft serve. And that's gonna be the best damn soft serve you have in your life. So that's really, really, really cool.
There's definitely a few snacks you can try. So they're as fast as picking them up in the supermarket. So there's Whittaker's chocolate. Is like different, like flavored, different types of chocolate bars. Very nice. People usually end up packing them in their suitcases for all their friends when they get back home. So Whittaker's chocolate's always good. It's always good to try L&P, which is a soft drink of New Zealand. Other snacks you can try are Jaffas, which are sort of orange sugar-coated chocolate balls, pineapple lumps, not my favorite, but sort of gooey, gummy sweet. So
don't try that.
Pineapple flavor surrounded by chocolate. So there's definitely a few New Zealand snacks that you can try. So if you head to nzpocketguide.com, we have an article which are the 25 foods in New Zealand you have to try. Scroll through that article and you will get lots of inspiration, even a few tips on where you can find these different types of food as you're traveling around. So yeah, Robin will find you the link and put it into the live chat for you for easy finding.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
I will keep talking. So check out that article, which, like I say, for each point we list some restaurants or supermarkets or shops where you can find each of the items that we list on there. So you definitely get some good inspiration for food to try.
And the one thing I'm going to add is be careful if you ever order a kiwi burger. There is going to be beetroot and eggs in your burger. Just so you know. Anyway, that was for you.
Be careful.
Fleek Berriston. We also have East Lono that says meow meow.
Meow meow.
Wow, 27 of you guys are live right now. That's awesome. That's been a long time we haven't had that many people. I think the New Zealand border reopening is going to do some great good.
It's hope
fun.
So.
What is one of our newest patrons saying? What's Lawrence saying?
Lawrence is saying, hello, Laura and Robin, and everyone here. Sorry I'm late. That's okay. As long as you made it, we are happy.
That's okay. As a Patreon supporter, you get an extra hour of that show. So,
yes.
you know, when we finish this one, you get an extra full hour. So sweet.
I'll just skip down to Lawrence's next question and then we'll shimmy back up again. Lawrence says, I saw Marmite in my grocery store in the US for the first time and I thought about you guys. I was very curious, but for $7 for 125 grams, I decided to pass.
Lawrence, you've made the right choice.
Yes.
Do not buy this. Even if it's on sale, even if they pay you $7 to take it, don't. Just don't.
There may be an opportunity for you to try Marmite if you are maybe getting free breakfast anywhere while you're traveling in New Zealand.
Don't.
Yeah, but you might want to try it.
Why would you do that to yourself?
But you don't want to spend $7 on a full... Well, you basically don't want to spend any money on a full jar, but also maybe if you're staying in any accommodation that supplies free breakfast, then you might... Not always, but you might get the opportunity to try some Marmite if you are interested.
All right, just to be clear, at NZ Pocket Guide, we do not condone self-harm, so please do not eat Marmite on your own. Just make sure that you are doing that under controlled supervision. It is disgusting, and that should never be eaten.
Ipan Gang, so I'm going back up again now. Ipan Gang says, great show, Laura and Robin. We'll be there in September. Do you do any live events where we can meet you? Auckland, for example.
So we're not based in Auckland. We're based in Central Northland. And no, we don't do any live event where we can meet because everybody is always scattered. New Zealand is not really a country where people actually go and stay in one place. That would be a bit harder for us to do that. We did sometimes, sometimes when we actually
have done in the past.
Yeah, sometimes when we kind of like go to some places and we know we'll be there for a few days. Usually when we travel, we really have a lot of things to do. But yeah, so when we're there for a few days, sometimes we just post on Facebook or something and say, hey, we'll be there, come have a drink if you're around. But yeah, that's basically, we've done that once or twice, that's just it. So yeah, the best place to actually hang out for us, with us even furthermore, is to actually join us on Patreon. We have the extra live session where we, it's just a bit there is less filter on everything. There is also the Facebook group where we post a lot of even behind the scenes and everything like that. So yeah, that's kind of like the best place to kind of hang out with us. Speaking of Patreon, what is Christina saying?
Christina says she's talking about being, the car passenger or the car driver. She's saying, I'm with you, Laura, plus I want to be able to see all the sights. Yeah, it's kind of handy.
You just give her selling points right here. She'll be like, well, Barry, listen to me. I'm actually a great passenger. So let me explain why I'm a really good passenger.
I will keep an eye on the sites, and then when I see one good enough for you, I will say let's find somewhere to park, and then Barry won't be missing anything.
You know what I should do for the Patreon? Actually, I should share our car games. I should be like, as a perk on Patreon, we'll give you we made ourselves kind of a fun amount of car games. I should post that for you guys if you guys are interested. Yeah, they're
just sort of talking, you're just talking to each other.
Yeah, because you need the driver to be able to play as well. But
but
nice.
We have lots of hints and tips for long car journeys.
I'll do that on Patreon. That'd be fun.
We have Phil Beckenstan saying, wow, thank you. I'm so happy with my useless award.
There's no sarcasm in that sentence whatsoever. I believe that this Philbekistan has just the truth right here. Pure truth. Okay, Zik Young is saying, thank you for the travel tips. Will it be easy to travel around Auckland without a car? Parking seems to be pretty expensive there. Yeah, honestly, Auckland is the best city to travel around without a car. The public transport are actually, the public transport network is actually quite extensive, so you'll be sweet without a car in Auckland. No problem at all. If you want more information, if you go to NZ Pocket Guide and you look at transport, is that correct? Yep.
Yeah, transportation.
Okay, let me just go on the site for you so you get to see it. I have lost my ways at the moment and I don't have my reflexes no more. So you are on nzpocketguide.com right here. It's all free. You go on travel tips, then you click on transportation and then city transport guides and then North Island cities. And in there, you'll be able to find a transportation guide of all the major cities on the North Island of New Zealand, and that includes Auckland. And in there, we talk about all the different public transport options that you have between the ferries, the bus, the trains and all that. We talk about the hop card, so that's kind of a card to get a bit of a discount on that. So there is really all your information right here, so you get a good understanding about your options about traveling around Auckland, by car. So look at that, there's kind of a lot. And look, you even get to see a dashing boy. Once you finish reading, you are rewarded with a picture of a dashing gentleman. Isn't it the best website in the world? I think you should go on it. I think you should share it with your friend on social media. That's what I say. Anyway.
All right. We have Extreme Taluta saying, good old steak and cheese pie.
Yeah.
So, people are still enthusiastic about talking about pies, and I think for good reason, they're very yummy. MD says, hello all.
How are you doing, MD?
The Jaffa Race, awesomeness for a great cause.
That is true.
So just for you guys that don't know, the Jaffa Race is, so we were talking about these little snacks, which are little round balls of candy. And once a year they used to do, I don't know if they still do, but in Dunedin they used to do a race.
They will do it again. It's just been,
Yeah. So they used to do a race where you get a number on your little Jaffa ball, and all the Jaffa balls are released down the steepest street in the world, according to the Guinness World Records, which is Baldwin Street. And then there's a race to see which Jaffa gets to the end first, because that's how races work. So that's what the Jaffa Race is, for any of you that was unsure of what we were talking about.
Yeah, what is the Jaffa Race, Laura? Tell us. Okay, so we have Helen Wilkinson right here. Helen, which is from England. And what is she saying?
She says, good evening, Robin and Laura from England.
How is it going for you, Helen, in England? Is it as cold and dreary as it is here in New Zealand?
Oh, it definitely won't be. It'll be nice and warm at the moment.
Oh, yeah, that's summer. That's true. That's true. That's where people go on holiday now.
Well, I don't know if many people go on holiday to England.
All right.
Only Kiwis.
Share the Adventure. That's a cool name too.
Share the Adventure says, fruit ice cream is amazing.
Boom! Here we go. Some people which are always right.
Late to the food combo. We're here from the US and the pies are great. As you said, savory pies aren't common. Happy to get them everywhere. I love them.
Nice.
Yeah, pies are pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. So Share the Adventure, like I'm guessing, is it a channel? Are you vlogging? Are you anything? Do you have anything to do with New Zealand? Give us the plug. We'll plug you right now. Tell us what your channel is all about.
Chris says, I'm with Robin, being an Aussie.
Bewley.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how to pronounce it.
Chris Bewley says, I'm with Robin. Being an Aussie, I prefer Vegemite.
Yeah, Vegemite is as bad as Marmite.
Yeah, Vegemite's not great either. Don't think any food that colour should be consumed.
That's good. Caviar is that colour.
Well,
actually, I don't like caviar either.
I don't know if I've ever been, upper class enough to try some. Oh. All right. Lawrence says, I'm so curious about it now, just because Robin hates it so much. I really want to find out what the yuck factor is all about. Well, if you taste it, you'll certainly find out. I mean, yeah, a taste speaks 1,000 words when it comes to describing the taste of Marmite or Vegemite.
Yeah, Lawrence, don't do it. Honestly, do you want a list of 10 things to spend $7 on rather than Marmite? I can do that for you.
No,
I promise.
Don't spend $7 for it.
Don't spend $1 for it.
All right. MD says, lol, Marmite, something else to investigate.
MD, don't. Just why are you guys... Every time I say I don't like something, you guys are going nuts with it. What is going on? I should tell people like...
Share the Adventure is also saying to Lawrence, don't do it. And then Lawrence is replying. And then Tamo is saying, same thing here. That is why I've already... a list of foods to test when arriving in New Zealand. List contains Marmite, Wheat Bix, and some noodles in a can. Interesting. All the best stuff.
What is going on right here? How is that?
How about mixing those three things together? A Wheat Bix spread with Marmite on top of some noodles in a can.
Actually, in the Patreon Facebook group, Clay once shared an actual horror video, which I was surprised wasn't censored by Facebook, where he spread some Marmite on the dry Wheat Bix and just biting it. And he was like, this is for you, Robin, and did that on the video. Everybody loved it in this secret Facebook group of insane people. So yeah, that is crazy. No.
All right, Christina says, you guys crack me up. The card games sound great. Please share. All right, there you go, Robin.
Yeah. I need to make it look a little bit better. Right now, it's just a spreadsheet.
A ratty piece of paper.
Yeah, I need to find what the spreadsheet is and just spruce it up a little bit, and then I'll release it to the wild for you guys. So yeah, you'll get a fun car game to use on your road trip.
Lawrence says, I like categorizing Marmite as food. Clearly a hot debate. It certainly is.
Yes. It's hot tar seal. That's what it is.
Helen says that the weather in the UK is warm and wet. Yeah. Well, yeah, at least it's still wet. That is true UK style when it comes to the weather. I struggle to pronounce this. Zikian, I think. Says,
are we pronouncing your name properly, Zikian, or are we literally butchering the hell out of it?
Probably butchering.
Yeah, it's always the butchering option, but just in case.
But they say, thanks, Robin and Laura. Great picture.
To be fair, after saying like thousands and thousands of names since we've been doing those live sessions for so long, I mean, this is live session 186, I think, or 87. I mean, it's like we've done a lot of them. After mispronouncing pretty much every name we've ever read, we must at some point get a name right. You know, like the odds are in our favor. One of them will say it properly. Yeah,
well, that's what I'm holding on to. Rafa Cat says, which are the best places to visit in the North Island? I'm visiting NZ in January. Can't wait.
We'll pick two each, so like that we don't add too much to your itinerary. We'll pick like two of our underrated, or just like our places that are usually called. Would you like to start, or would you like me to start?
I can start. I have one it's definitely not an underrated place, but I think you should definitely visit it. It's Rotorua.
Oh, that was my first one. Damn.
I think Rotorua is always a really awesome place to go because the geothermal activity around there, seeing the geothermal parks, even experiencing the Maori culture, seeing some Maori shows, that sort of thing. It's a really good hub for seeing some quite unique stuff in New Zealand. That's, you're bound to find something amazing to do there. And even if you want to do some adventure activities like whitewater rafting or ziplining, is that adventure? I don't know, but ziplining tours, mountain biking, some walks in the forest, that sort of thing. Rotorua has a lot to offer, so you're bound to find something amazing to do there, but definitely geothermal parks, check them out.
Wow. Okay, she stole mine. The Tongariro National Park is amazing. It's in central North Island. There is a lot of amazing hikes to do there. Obviously, the Tongariro Crossing is really famous. If you're fit enough to do the 19.2 kilometers hike, that will take you a whole day and cross a beautiful volcanic landscape, reminiscent of Mordor in The Lord of the Rings. You're probably going to love that. But if you're not into a mega hike, you can still do a lot of much shorter hikes. English is hard sometimes. A lot of much shorter hikes that you're going to enjoy nonetheless, and you're going to still be able to see that amazing volcano if you're lucky enough and there's not that much cloud around. I'm sorry, Oriole. I don't know if you're watching that, but I'm sorry.
All right, another one I'd say is the Coromandel. Really amazing beaches in that area. So thinking more like coastal area to go to. It's famous for Cathedral Cove, which is where it's got these white cliffs and an archway going over the beach.
Featured in the movie Narnia, which nobody watched.
Yeah. And there's also Hot Water Beach is really cool, where at low tide you can dig in the sand and the hot spring water comes up, mix that in with some seawater, and you've got yourself a nice sandy hot pool. And yeah, the Coromandel also has amazing kauri forests. So kauri are the largest types of trees in New Zealand, and getting to see those is always amazing. Just like, well, there's a massive tree. I mean, nature's cool. And yeah, Coromandel is, it's a really great place that actually New Zealanders really like to go to on their holidays as well, in summer particularly, because obviously beach is summer. But any time of the year, really, there's some really awesome coastal landscapes and activities to enjoy.
Damn, she's so smart. I was just listening to her. I forgot my second one. Wellington is a really cool capital city. It really doesn't look like a capital city. It's really not that big. There is a lot of really awesome stuff to visit there. It's like the coffee mecca of New Zealand. We were talking about food today quite a lot, and New Zealanders are really, really peculiar about their coffees. They
like a nice, strong, flat white.
Yes. So anyway, so yeah, Kiwis do coffees in many different ways. Coffee shops are like really awesome in Wellington. There is really cool food scene over there. Culture-wise, there is really fantastic museums such as the Te Papa Museum, which is definitely worth visiting. It's free to visit, and it's a national museum of New Zealand. You can hop on a ferry and go to the south, and it's also a really cool activity to do in Wellington. But even better, if you're into the Lord of the Rings, you can visit Mount Victoria, which is one of the Lord of the Rings location, one the scene where they hide under a tree and the ring wraith are trying to find the party. And you can also visit the Weta studio, where they do a lot of the special effect for nowadays movies, also yesteryear movies, and it's kind of cool to watch. So yeah, that would be my pick for now. I just got lost in the gaze of beautiful Laura talking about beautiful New Zealand. That was just too beautiful, and
it's
my brain
element,
melted.
Isn't it?
Yes.
All right. We have Share the Adventure saying, thanks guys, just a California couple in Tauranga. Trying to make videos of our adventures, usually forgetting, but we have several up. Summer will lead to more fun and videos.
Nice. So well, if you guys want to see some more fun videos of a Californian couple in Tauranga, make sure to click on Share the Adventure and subscribe to their channel. And yeah, if you guys want to reach out and you want to do a collab one day, why not? We're always keen on meeting fun people which are into traveling around New Zealand. So yeah, just reach out. There is an email address somewhere in the about page of our channel. Yes, I still do emails, but you can Instagram message me or Facebook message me. I'll find it when I'll find it.
Yeah.
But I do emails a lot. Anyway.
Chris Bewley says, I think people usually don't like Vegemite because they put it straight on bread/toast. Put butter/margarine on first, then Vegemite, and it's lovely. Yes, I know some people.
No! You can't just shove something disgusting into something delicious and hope it's going to be good. It's still bad.
The one person that I've known, personally to have liked Marmite said that the only way to have Marmite is to have butter on first and then put Marmite on your toast. But still.
What Laura doesn't say is that she's talking about that person in the past, because as soon as she knew that this person was eating Vegemite, she cut all ties. And then Chris continued by saying that there's a YouTube video of Hugh Jackman showing Jimmy Fallon how to eat Vegemite. Yeah, probably spreading it on toast, opening the garbage can and dropping the toast in. I think that's personally how I suggest eating Vegemite.
Yeah. Clay says, I was just going to say noodles with Marmite mixed in is great, almost like beef stock. Oh. Wow, what? We were only joking when we said Marmite and noodles mixed in, but hey, you didn't say put your Wheat Bix in there as well. So try that, Clay. I want to see. I want to see a video of that. You'll be the only one that will dare try that, because we probably wouldn't. We probably wouldn't do that.
Again, we do not condone self-harm at NZ Pocket Guide. Please stop doing that to yourself.
Zikuan says, there's Marmite in Singapore, and most kids here love it as comfort food. Oh, I don't know if it's comforting, but
Okay,
Yeah.
Zikian. Well, stay away from it. This, like kids are into weird things sometimes.
Yeah.
At some point, they were eating like a little packet of what was laundry liquids. Yeah, I don't know if you remember, like those Tide pods and everything. People used to do that back in the days.
Really?
So I would not do what kids do. I'll just be honest with you. This is not because kids like it that you should like it.
Is that what they do in France?
No, that was
Probably
like
to wash their mouths out because they swear so much.
no, but that was something on the internet. That was actually pretty bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris says, oh yeah, we've
Yep.
already read Chris's, sorry. MD says 23 days of temperatures over 100 plus in Dallas, Texas, no rain.
It's Fahrenheit, guys. It's not boiling. It's Fahrenheit, but it's still really hot.
Yeah, wow.
What is Christina saying?
Christina says, you have always pronounced my name correctly. I get Christina, where the Tina is sounded like a Penna, Christina. Oh, yeah, okay. All the time. So it's nice that I didn't have to correct you. Oh.
It's because we're not posh enough. We'd be like, Christina over there.
Christina.
Christina. She loved Pilates, Christina from my Pilates classes.
Oh, yeah. That's the only time you'll need to say Christina.
Yes, Pilates.
Kat says, yes, strong flat white, I'm all for it.
Yes,
yeah, me too.
Kat did share a lot of photos of her trip, and it looks like they enjoyed the food.
Yeah.
Zikian says, not the worst pronunciation I've heard. That's almost a positive thing, Zikian is saying. And then Zikian continues in saying, pretty close. Pronounce it at Chisian. Okay.
Chisian.
Oh yeah, the Z. That's true. I stayed in Hong Kong for a little while, and in Cantonese as well, the ZH was like a chi more than a Z.
Well, you should have remembered
Yeah,
that,
I know.
Robin.
But
Shame on
Singapore
you.
is a different country, so they may do things differently. I'm not categorizing everybody as the same.
MD says, are Kim Crawford wines any good? Have you had Kim Crawford
Is Kim
wines?
Crawford Australian? I think Kim Crawford wines are actually Australian wines.
I don't know if I've tried.
Let me just check. Yeah, just keep
Yeah,
going. I
go.
will check. I think they're Australian wines. I think you're miss.
I mean, we don't have any Australian wines over here in New Zealand. No.
Oh, there's a lot of them
No,
on
there
the
is.
shelves.
I'm just joking. Clay is having
it's wine from New Zealand.
a laughing fit. Where's Kim Crawford from?
It's a New Zealand wine. I need to put my birth date because
yeah, you
it's
can't
alcohol.
access.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put completely random stuff. I am from the 1901. I'm from 1901. This is how the internet works.
Yeah.
Oh no, I changed the session multiple times. Sorry about
Oh,
that, guys.
goodness.
Oh yeah, I can't type the numbers right here.
All right. Maybe in the meantime, I'll keep on reading some more comments.
Yeah.
So, Lawrence is talking to MD saying, I like it. I can find it here at my local liquor store, Boston. A friend ordered a bottle in a restaurant once, and I really liked it. Oh, well. Well, there you go.
So they're owned by an American company, so that's why you are finding them in the US.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out where they're
Which wine region is it from in New
Yeah,
Zealand?
yeah.
This is very important information for us.
Marlborough.
Marlborough, of course.
Yes.
The largest wine region
Yeah.
in New Zealand.
They just look so like they basically look so kind of generic and stuff. Like when you look at all of them, I genuinely
mass
assume,
market
yeah,
type
mass market. So I genuinely assume that they were Australian now because you see them quite a lot. They're a large brand, but yeah. So they are New Zealand winery owned by a US company.
Have we tried?
That's why Lawrence have it as well. She said Kim Crawford is from New Zealand. I have a bottle here. Yeah. That's why you find them so much on the US market because it's owned by a US company.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Have we tried that? Did you recognize the label?
Yeah, we have tried it.
We have tried it?
We have tried it. Laurie brought one some time. He was like, oh, it's really good wine. And I'm like, yeah, it's wine. It's wine.
Yeah.
We're not wine connoisseurs anyway.
No,
so
despite
it's kinda like,
despite many YouTube videos of us going on wine tours.
No,
etc.
going on a bender. That's literally us going on a bender. Like watch our videos doing wine tours in New Zealand or wine tasting or those kind of things, right? You're just gonna see a bunch of idiots kind of drinking way too much wine. When they're like turning the wine, they're like, oh, this cepage is like, ooh, can you feel the aftertone of pumpkin seeds? I'm like, again, please. That is basically the extent of my knowledge of wines. Yeah.
No, I just tend to get wines that look like they look legit and that they're a good deal on at the supermarket.
They look legit. Here you go.
They look
that
legit.
is.
I don't get box of wines. I've moved on from box of wines. I'm classy now, and I get bottles. All right. The monk.
But the bottle still have to be under $10. But I get bottle. I'm gonna
No,
say.
not under $10. That's too cheap. It needs to be between the price range of like I would say about 13 to 15 is a good price range.
Tiny price range. You don't have a choice.
I would, 16 might be a bit like, okay. All right. So, the monk is here. Also,
the monk.
Also with a very cool username.
Yeah, I like it. Sorry, I already gave the award to somebody else. I'm sorry.
And the monk says, "Hi mates, I have applied for an NZ visa, but I felt that it is more easy for Europeans to get a visa than others like Asians. What is your opinion about this?"
We don't really know. So again, we're not really in the immigration field. You know what I mean? So we don't really like the extent of our knowledge of the visas is literally just the basics that we have the right to say on the channel as well as our experience with it. And it definitely wasn't easy for Laura, which is from the UK. So you would think it would have been easier for her. But yeah, it definitely wasn't easy for her. It was relatively easy for me, but also it's because it was a long time ago that I got my visa. So yeah, that's basically as far as we know. Like we don't really have an opinion because we just don't know enough about it, and on this channel we always try to only talk about things that we know about, and if we think that there is maybe the possibility of I made a mistake, Laura clearly quickly tell me off, and I'm just going to check to make sure that we have the correct information for you. So yeah, I do not have enough knowledge to have an opinion on this, and that is what we're going to stick to.
MD says he's going to pick up a bottle of the Kim Crawford tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. Lawrence says Kim Crawford is from New Zealand. I have a bottle here. Joey's here saying
hey.
aye aye or AA or
AA. He sent the recording of the AA.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Anthony's here with his signature sort of end phrase saying, "Stay safe, but I'm here until the end." We have Lawrence saying the Sauvignon, sorry, how do you pronounce that?
The Sauvignon.
Sauvignon is on the sweeter side, which I like. My favourite wine is Riesling, so it depends on what you like. Laura, but screw cap or cork, those are different levels of classy. Now, I know...
You can't find cork no more
I was
in New
just
Zealand.
going to say...
Yeah.
New Zealand has a very strong opinion on between cork and screw cap, and almost all wineries in New Zealand go for screw cap.
Yeah.
And... they have explained it to us on wine tours. They've said, the reason, there's like a really good reason for the flavour, for this, for that. But maybe...
But the pop noise.
yeah.
The pop noise, like...
So actually, yeah, cork, like actual corks are quite hard to find in New Zealand. So I know corks seem more classier, but yeah.
It's hard to find.
Unfortunately, you can't find class in the wine.
It's hard to find class in New Zealand.
Yeah, it's hard. I didn't want to say that. I was going to say you can't find class in the wine region or regions of New Zealand. But
I mean, you just can't find corks. That just it depends on what you. Oh, look at that! That was a winery right here just before I was talking. Okay, that was fun.
Yeah.
All right.
So I guess I'm not classy enough, but yeah. One day we'll find a cork.
You should
wine.
see Laura pouring a glass of wine. You'll see the level of classy all the time.
Oh, come on. It's not glug, glug, glug. I know how to pour a wine nicely. Thank you very much.
Now. Things have changed.
Yeah. MD says, I watched a few winery vids. That's why I asked. I love wine. How funny. I live with an immigration lawyer.
Which also, immigration lawyers are famous for liking wines too.
Yeah, good combo.
Yeah. I think it was referring to the immigration question.
I read those two comments a bit close together.
A little bit too fast together, yeah.
Sorry. Adil Mula saying, Kia ora, Robin and Laura joined the broadcast late today regarding today's poll question. Which mode of transport would you two recommend? Well, let's get on to that right now, shall we?
Here you go. Question of the day. We're wrapping it up. Question of the day. That's the end. Question of the day. Don't forget to hit like. Question of the day. I just remember I didn't remove the stuff on the screen. Sorry about that, guys.
The whole time.
Yeah, I think it's been on and off depending on some of the buttons I touched by mistake. All right. Apologies for by the way, I've not been good with I don't know if today I'm not really good with the buttons and stuff. I don't know why. Anyway, so we ask you on the live chat right now, we ask your input. We want you to know how will you travel around New Zealand for your next trip. And here is the result. We had 31 people voting, which is awesome. 54% of you guys are going to rent a car, which is pretty flexible. Then 19% of you are going to take an organized bus tour, 16% of you are going to take a campervan, and 9% of you are going to take coach buses around the country, which is quite cool. So what would be your favorite way to travel around New Zealand, Laura? And why?
It's a tough one because it really, it depends on, the type of person you are and stuff. And I think nowadays I would go for renting a car, mainly because it is the most flexible option. If we're traveling as a couple, I don't know if I would do it if I was solo, but if you've got people to travel with, you can share the journey together. You can, share the driving or convince people that you're the best passenger and not have to drive. There's a lot of flexibility that comes with car rental. Sometimes I don't think campervan rental is all it's cracked up to be. It's fun to do as an experience, but car rental is actually just easier. It's easier to drive on the New Zealand roads and stuff. So that's car rental for me.
I personally will recommend traveling by bus because sometimes when you travel around by car, people which pretend to be really good passengers actually are not that good of a passenger, and it can get a little boring, and you feel like you're just an Uber driver with somebody around New Zealand.
Than have me as a passenger.
Sometimes, no, but honestly, just for the fun factor, traveling by bus, usually you meet a lot of like-minded people, and it's always cool when you kind of like end up going a hike with like 7 other people, or when you decide to go whitewater rafting and you literally feel the whole raft of people you already spent the day with.
So that's an organized bus tour.
Yeah, so those kind of bus tours I think are kind of the best in my personal opinion, and on top of it, that helps you usually save quite a lot of money. Even organized bus tour that include kind of everything tend to be cheaper than renting the car and then add the hotel and add the accommodation, add the activities and everything. So we end up adding much more. So traveling by car usually is the most expensive out of the options.
Sure.
And so it helps kind of save some money. And Adil Mula is asking which one is the most economical. For sure, it would be coach buses. And for that, you go to intercity.co.nz and you'll be able to book kind of bus journeys along the way, one by one. And that would be by far the cheapest way to travel around.
Yeah.
All right. So this wraps up nicely our live session for today. Hey, Natasha, we're about to start the Patreon live session right now. If you feel like joining us on Patreon, make sure to do so. It's really fun. You get plenty of extra perks and you get an extra live session, an extra one of those. Otherwise, we'll be back here next week at exactly the same time. I will schedule all those live sessions around this afternoon. So hang on a minute.
Hang on.
Yes,
I
am behind on that work. I'm sorry. But yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you next week at the same time to answer all your questions about traveling in New Zealand. In the meantime, you stay safe and travel awesome. And Laura is going to wrap us up with...
Damn it, I was going to say something.
Laura is going to wrap us up with her favorite flavor of...
coconuts.
Here you go.
What's your favorite flavor of coconuts?
My
coconut flavor?
That was favorite flavor on ice cream. Here you go. Coconut is Laura's favorite flavor of ice cream. Bye-bye.